on with the 550i today. We've put in the new coil packs, we checked the spark plugs and it's running better, but it's still running rough, as I was saying in the other video, the earlier video. So what we're going to do today is we're going to stick the new PCV pipes on and everything else. What we're finding is it's a lot of smoke coming out and quite a bit of moisture coming out, and usually this is down to PCV pipes. So what we have here, and direct from BMW, we've got everything that we need to replace the PCV pipes. So we've got the PCVs here themselves, you can see in there, genuine BMW pass, and then we've got the connecting pipe that goes from the PCV. We've got two of these, so we've got another one there, but we've also got new intake ducts for the turbos, from the airbox to the turbos, because one of those is broken and the heat affects them. And what I've noticed though is they've uprated, BMW have uprated the little bit that breaks, so that's great. We've got two of them, so we'll be replacing both sides today and replacing all these. Once we've done that, we're going to see how it looks. I've taken the air ducts for the turbos off. This is a 6mm socket, and just carefully wind them out on each side. This is going to enable us then to detach the air boxes from here. So little clip under here to detach that sensor. This one's broken, so it just pulls off. And then we should be able to unclip all the pipe work now. So we have to take all this off. We have to unclip the little clip, and that enables us to take this off, because we have to take this off to get to what we want. So this just pulls off, it says. Give it a wiggle out here as well. These pipes need to come off. A bit of the faff, but they do come out eventually. There we go. There we are. Boing. Push that back. Come on. So there we go. So that's free now. Lift it up, out the way. And what it enables you to do is get more access to here, it says. Hang on, it's just going to pull out. There we go. That'll do it. That will come out in a one. So that is the driver's side one. Same again with this. We'll undo that, get all that loose. Right, so I'm going to undo this clip here. So from the outside, the inside, we've already attached that, so it should just now pull up and out. It comes off there. And then this one, ignore the noises. This one I did manage to do that with, get it loose, popping back down out of the way. And then there we go, and he's out. That's hopefully what that's what I was hoping the other one would do. And we'll put this one down this side. Right, that's the only trouble when you're running the shop. You're in the middle of doing one thing and customers coming, which is good, but also it can be a bit frustrating. Right, okay. So yeah, the next thing is we've got to get access to these pipes. Now, the way the work is, you've got all this stuff in the way. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to unclip everything, just like so. Being careful not to lose these clips, because they're important, they stop on. So look at this. Put that back there. We'll take this little pipe off like that. It's an old car, so there's a few bits that are like old and worn out and stuff. We'll clip them back over, hopefully, so we don't lose them. Right. Now, access-wise, looking at it, we've got to undo these, but then they've got to come, they've got to turn to get them out, so we've got to be a bit careful. We don't want to have bits go in the engine. And then we've got to get these out and give ourselves access. So I think the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take these off. That gives us access to these pipes. We'll take the pipes off, detach these from here. That should hopefully then enable us to swing this out the way. So we'll give that a go. And yeah, and these look like 5mm Allen bolts. So what we're going to do, we'll detach these here. Now these are a bit of a thing because they generally single use, but you can get away with reusing them. We'll see when we put it back together, if we get any leaks, we'll just replace them. There's that one loosed off. Loosen them enough just to get them to click out. That's that one. He says, well, I have to take this off actually completely. I did this one the other day just to get access to this one because it was broken. Yeah, so you can see that's loose there now. And this one, I'm going to have to take it out completely, I think. It's all about access on these. Then what we'll do is put them over on the side. So, and then and then if you do these, they just click out, you see, like that. And then it should enable you to move them up a bit. Push down, he says. That's it. Give it a little bit of helping bodge. Loosen that one off, loosen that one off. See how they'll come away? Just put that on there, put that on there, give it a pull. Undo these, because I've got a screwdriver in my hand. We'll use this. That one. That one. It's helpful to do the same thing. If not with this V8, you just do what you're doing on one side, do it the other at the same time, because you'll have the tool in your hand, so it's quicker. Then we've got to be a bit careful with it. There we go, one off. Then you just detach that, pop it with that, stick it on the right orientation, that one there, and then the other one, and then you know when you're putting it back where it goes. So now we've got the intercooler pipes, these are intercoolers from the turbo, they're off, and now we can see we've got access to two little bolts. So you can zoom, oh, two little bolts, yeah, one there, and one there. You can zoom in there to a nice bit, just right under there. You see, I'll get a torch because there's, yeah. So let's see. So right under there, you see that little bolt, we want that out, it's a T30. That one there's a T30. I'll put that little tab washer on it just to help it along, but as soon as we're getting new ones, we'll replace them. So we'll undo them, we'll pull these out, yeah, and as we're doing so, we'll unclip this, and then that should give us proper access to that. So I might even put my torch on. Oh, it will stick. Hey. Normally you don't stick to these, but saying that though, can we get... There you go. Can we get? No. Oh, I see. It's actually so I was right. It doesn't stick to the bonnet, but it does stick to the bonnet release cable, which is a thing. There you go. Will it stick there? Will it hold there? Tell you what. Let's see if we can get some better light with that. Oh, look. Well done, BMW. Lovely. Oh, well done, Isaac. Isaac's just pointing out a bolt to me, so I'll stick on the bolt. Yep. Brilliant. Sure. T30 sign. I think it's T30. 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 Like that. So it was T30. From memory, I think this is about right. We'll put this little ratchet on because we don't want too much in the way of stuff. There you go, was spot on. And that should be just enough to undo it. Now, of course, we've got these open, so we don't want to drop any bits in there. Let's take this out. Put your finger in, or We did one the other day, that one, and we dropped it, but we managed to get it with a magnet, which was all right. We didn't drop it in the intercooler. There we go, and that's out. Put that with this side, so we know it goes there. And again, same old. We do one side, we do the other side. We've got the tool, we might as well do it at the same time. We stick it in like that. See how that's easier because we had it all pot already. So we undo, oops daisy, undo like that. And then what we'll do when we put the new ones back in, we'll get the right torque settings for it. Come on, little git. It's tricky, but put my finger. You can see, oops daisy. I'll put my finger in there. Oh, no, can't I get it? Ligaments on my fingers don't work correctly for that in that direction. It's a problem you find when you're getting tight spaces on cars. You'll try and grab something with your hand, and it's like, oh, why does my finger work that way? Why does my hand work that way? Why can't I grip with my thumb, you know, and my fingers that way? Just because it's how your ligaments work. So you have to kind of find a way that you're gonna, your body's gonna do stuff you want it to do. And I've honestly been in some strange positions with my arm bent behind me and my hand the wrong way to try and get to something on a car once on left, right. That, so I'm going to try, this is where the getting your finger in there bit comes sick, but can I do it that way? Can I do it this way with two fingers? No, it's just stopping, isn't it? Back to this. You'd think you could, but no, tell you what, rather than messing about. Yes. A little universal joint on there, stick it in there, jobs are good. Hopefully they are a bit more faffy. I tend to try and do it without because they are. I was trying to get the thing in the bloody bolt hole there, you see. Throwing the head of the bolt in the tool. Right, there you go. But see how it spins out when you got them on? Right, pain. Right, oh, came away. Yeah, it's gone. So good time. See what the method is. Hopefully we can get it out. For God's sakes. What a pain. Come on, you little son. Not the best idea. Well, I think what we might have to do is, we can't see it, we can't get it. We'll have to get a replacement, I think. And that V was a pain. Right. See in there, I don't think it's gone all that way down, you know. Nope. Typical, isn't it? Typical. Very typical. No, that has gone. I thought I had it as well. Some pain. It's the only trouble when you do this. There's nothing that can really go in and cause a problem down here, but it's just irritating when you do drop one in there. So, I have taken the liberty of buying new bolts anyway. So, right, yeah, we'll come back to that one. That has gone the journey, I think, but good job. Hasn't got anything to anything that we're going to be worried about. We're going to get these intakes off and we're just going to rock them like this, and then they're going to come out of the way. And this, as you can see, just came straight out. This wasn't in properly. Look at all this. This has been bodged up with a piece of pipe and that broken. Absolute garbage, right? So they are for the bin. Also, you got your seal. This has to be replaced. You see in there, there's all the oil and stuff. Yep. So we just get a pick steel and we'll pull that seal out and put new steels. And we'll get a shot of that. So we take the seal from the back, we just pull it, and out it comes. It's one seal out. Stick them over there. Other side. Again, because we took this out, we just rock it out. And then this one's a little bit better, look by looks things, but again, where it's been bodged, there you go. Oh, this looks like it may have been have been replaced at some point, so it's not too bad a one. But this, see all that? It should push. Oh God, Dusty's out. Take it off of there. There you go. That complete bodge. No good. And then this here, this pipe goes down to there. We've got new ones of these as well, so we're going to have to work out where they go because it's not immediately apparent where they live. But they're going to be, oh, I see, somewhere down there. Yep. Have a look for them. Right, so now we've got them off and them out of the way, we might be able to see. Did you see where it went? Or was it down there? What do you think it might have been? No? No. Right. Well, we may or may not. No. See them down there? That's just things securing oil pipes in. So be return pipes for the turbo there. So that ain't them. Looking under here. Oh, yes, I have. I found it. Right. So you can see right down in there. Right. See right down there, Isaac. Just see where the alternator is. Right down at the bottom there. See it? It's wedged itself in the bottom. What an absolute little git. So what we'll do is we'll get the ye old pick tool and we'll try and move them along into position where we can actually get the old magnet. Oh, he says, I don't think we're going to get a metal cross. So it's a wonder how things get into positions like that. This will be it because it's on the correct side of things. Right, here we go. So now I've got the pick tool. If you have a look down there with that camera, Isaac, have a quick wash down there. You see it? You got it there? He says. Yep. Right. So we're going to reach in. If you want to, you see that? We'll reach in with this little do that and click. There we go. Ha ha. There you are. You won't beat the little bolt. You won't, can you? So yeah, I'm laughing and stuff, but you know, I better not be complacent because I'll end up with cock something up in a minute. I'll be really peeing off myself. Right. So we've got all the seals out. Yep, the seals are out. The other one came up with that. So if I put the new ones in, we'll clean them up and stuff. We've also got these to think about as well. And we've got the PCVs now. These PCVs, they look like they are. So look, I'll start. Which side should we start? We start for choice now. Right, so look at this side. So they look like T30s. So we've got to be careful now because these brittle pieces of plastic and with old bits in the engine, because that would be a bad day at the office and it'd spoil my life. So we'll stick it on another bolt and we've got T30 on it, and we'll show you if we can get this to work right. And now I remember I put the bloody thing. So I've got it. So access. The key thing with any working on cars is if you can get to it, then it's easier. You know, if you've got access. And the better access you can get, the better the job will be. So there you go. And they aren't even tight at all. So we'll take that off. Like that. And we'll keep these together for this one. So we've got the right depth of the thing. We'll leave that just in there for 2 seconds. We just want to see how easy that's going to be. That isn't going to be easy at all. That is going to be a git, I think. So to get to that, to get to that, look at that. What a pain, eh? I think what I'm going to do with it, he says, it's the angle of it, you see, you can't get anything in there. If I had a T30 bit, I can get that in there and undo it that way. Looks like we're potentially going to have to take the heat shield or loosen off the heat shield so we can move it and then we can get access to that. Maybe. There is a cheeky way we can do it. So let's have a see. So here we have box of bits, kindly supplied by Milwaukee, although they don't sponsor this video. See if we can get a bit in there. T30 bit, let's see if that's going to go in there. If it does, well and good. There we go. Right, so we've now got a T30 bit on there. We'll see that cable, we don't want to watch that because we don't want to end up mullering that. So we'll just unclip him a bit like that. You have to watch these all taken out before he ends up in somewhere we don't want him to go. Right, unclip him so we've got a bit more access and pop him in there. So now we want to go anti-clockwise. So if we can get something on there, like a tiny mini little spanner, and go anti-clockwise, we should be able to sort the job out. What would it be, do you reckon? 6mm, maybe? Could be. Oh, take it out actually. So what I call these is micro spanners. It's always good to have little things. That is a little bit too big, so maybe a 7. We'll see if we get 7. Or the other ones in it. Maybe 7. Of course, it's just a bit too big. So now we're just, let's see. Right. Okay, I think it's going to be a case of popping it in and more grips on that one. Or do we say balls to it and we take off this bit and move the heat shield a bit? We're going to have to do it, I think. The only problem with the heat shield coming off is rusty bolts. Right, we'll go with the original plan. We'll see if we can get it off with the roll grips on that bit. Let's get ourselves some more grips. These ones here, because they are pointy and they're going to allow me to get a grip on that. Like so. Not tight enough. Not tight enough. So let's tighten them a bit. They might like to be too tight now. Right, flatty on there. Right, okay. So now we just turn it. And make sure I'm watching it doesn't strip the damn thing out. And that's clicking. Not clicking on the actual bit. Oh, there you go. That's got it, lovely. That's all we need, a little bit of a turn like that. So when we put it back on, we'll put it back on and we'll give it a little bit of a turn like that. And that should be fine. Like I say, they do lock in anyway. They do lock in on a tab. So there we go. And now we'll pick them together on this side and that one. Right. So now what we've got to work out is which way to go. They should come away from there, so that's that wiggled. Then we work it out. No, you can feel them wanting to go. So yeah, that goes there. It's going to be into that. So does it want to go the other way? No, doesn't want to go, is it? Right. I think we'll just pause it there for a minute. We're just going to do a check in the manual and see which way that wants to come out, because like I say, we don't want to twist it too far and have a broken part in there. Basically, we've had to have a rethink of how we're going to do this, because yes, we can undo these bolts using a little cheat tool and all the rest of it. However, these have got to be turned quarter of a turn, and this is in the way, so we've got to get this off. And when you look at where the screws are, the pipes are in the way. So to get to the screws, we've got to get the pipes slacked off. So in order to do that, we'll take these off, release the fuel pressure. Obviously, before we do that, we'll make sure the battery's disconnected, which it is, because we're dealing with petrol, we don't want any fires. And then, because these are hard pipes, you've got to go in and start releasing all of the screws, or in this case, little nuts, which are a bit annoying. Little nuts that will secure this in. There's another one on the other side, so we'll come around here we're going down to there. See that one? We release that nut there as well, like that. There is a bracket, but then it's two of them, so we'll just do the one. And all we want is a little bit of movement, so we're doing this by hand now, and we don't want to lose this. So now I've said it, I will lose it probably, but we'll see. So we just go there. That's one off. Put him over there on this side. Remember not to put the parts there. The parts there. So there's that. And then we'll go back to this side. And we'll remove this one if we can. It's a little bit more tricky because it's a little bit rusty, that one. And then we're back in the same situation. Thumbs and fingers don't work because at the wrong angle. Ligaments are pain in the arse. And they're not letting us do stuff. So pop him over there so we don't lose him. And we'll undo him a little bit more. And then, right, see that there, get my magnet. If you like to try my fingers, be very successful. So magnet on there, wind them out of the way, got it, and that's it. There's a little tip as well, when you do retrieve things, don't take them off with things like magnets over the engine bay, because that many times I've learned through experience, when you do that, you end up losing half your shit. So now we're able to lift that up there, and that's going to give us access to that. And likewise, we spin him off, hopefully, he says, no such luck. Right, the problem with this one is we've got it on here as well, which is that bracket, so we have to release that, but we'll do that in a minute. So what we're on with, we've got that release and we've got a little bit of movement. That's all we should need in order to get a little T30 on that little bolt to undo it, like so. There we go. See, easy, isn't it, when you know? What BMW do, in my experience, everything they put together, it's put together with pretty much millimetre perfect precision. And if you don't do it the right way, then you just have a hell of a game trying to do something. And you just might as well just do the job properly. So yes, we tried a little bit with cheese, and it wasn't really in our favour. So there we go. So we got this side out. This is it a T30? Oh yes, great. Get this one out. That's what we want to do. We want to basically get. You won't be able to smell this on the telly, but it stinks of petrol. Yeah, put that in the middle, like so. Middle. Come to this side, and we've got a bit more. Ah, interesting. Ah, that is loose. Huh. Let's have a little cheeky try of that a minute. There's a little bolt there which I didn't see, and it feels like plastic. Does it unscrew? Yes, it does. There you go. That now comes off. So what we'll do, hold on to everything so we don't drop anything in the engine bay. We'll have a look this side. And yeah, it's the same deal on this side. So, had we known that, it might have been a bit quicker. We'll pop him back in there. In fact, we'll pop him on here. It still doesn't solve the issue we have with this being in the way of that. However, think about it, quarter turn counterclockwise, it's going that way, so it's not going to hit on that. So maybe, just maybe, we don't need to detach that. Right, so we'll put this somewhere relatively safe. We'll stick it over here on the floor. Whoop. There we go. Right, so now we're on with doing this side, because now we've discovered that we don't have to do necessarily do that. That's in the way still though. Should we take that off, is it? Hey, shan't we? I think, I mean, these heat shield bolts are also equally as hard to get to. And then we'll use a cheat tool on that one. So we'll get the little T30. Remember, when you put it back together, it only needs a little bit of a turn to get it tight. So there will be a torque setting for these. It'll be like something like 12 Newton meters or something daft. Hardly anything at all. That's not actually turning in the It's not stripping anything out. All that's doing is clicking in the thing tool there. Yeah, it's clicking on this. We haven't got tight enough. So we need to put that on there. Right, get a bit tighter and try that. So it doesn't move so much. Right, and then put it on there and try that. No. For whatever reason, this small grip isn't holding tight, which is annoying. Maybe it's probably better anyway. So what we'll do, we'll get the other tool. This adjustable spanner may be better. We don't know yet because it's half decent. And is it going to keep grip of that? And then we undo it? Yes, it is. So there we go. So that, they're not bad these, I don't know what make it is, can't remember now. But yeah, it's half decent. It's got like the narrow jaws, quite precision. Quite a bit of precision kit, that one. Now that cracked, suggesting it was quite tight. So we'll undo that one. And we'll make sure we're all good. There we go. That is good. No foul, no damage to it. Tell you what, we'll get a shot with them over here so we don't drop them in the engine brake. The way to do this, and what I'll do anyway, is I set all the things out as they come off, and then I know where they go back to. You see? Right. So that's that one off. Now the manual says quarter of a turn, so quarter of a turn it is. Let's make sure we can get, that seems to be, there you go, not even quarter of a turn, that's a tiny turn and it's come out. So that's all right. So we need a full quarter turn. So that's that one out. O-ring looks all right, no oil leaks from around it. You can see a bit of oil on there, maybe it's got under the O-ring a bit, maybe that's why the oil's there, I don't know. What we're going to do is we'll clean it all up, because at least one of these has failed. When we're running it, we're getting like a whistling noise. Take my torch off so I don't blind you. Getting a whistling noise, which is PCV failure, so yeah. I'll go on the floor. Now we turn that one a little way. So the book says quarter of a turn anti-clockwise, so that is a tiny bit of a turn. Nope. But see this? Isn't so good. Let's have a quick look. So that is there. That wants to go a bit more, maybe. Oh, hello. It's come out good. There was a little click there. So what we're going to do is we're going to check we've got all the parts, and yes, we have. So that was just a bit tight where probably it bonded itself in a bit, but all the bits are here. So that's all right. Nothing in the engine. Happy days. So this one, like a Wally, I didn't take a note of which side they go to. However, if you think about it, there'll be a shape because they're left and right. So, nothing on the bag that I can see to indicate whether it's left or right. Just as connecting lines. So, let's have a look. We go here with that, and then go there with that. So that seems to line up with that. We'll just lay them on there for the minute and get the other one. We may be lucky. We'll test them both out on both sides just to see. This one here, part numbers on them and stuff, so you can see that. Looks like 111576460887, so that one. So there we go, this one. We'll take this out, just take it out of the package. You can see all BMW stuff, genuine BMW, so I'm not messing around with cheap eBay parts. I think sometimes you'll get stuff on eBay, it's even more expensive than you get it from the main agent. So then we'll put this one on here, in through here like that, and that's going to want to go in there like that. Let's have a see. And that would go that way first and then click down. So that seems to be the shape. Yeah, if you think about it, that's where these, so it's an easy way, if you've forgotten, you know, to orientation wise, see that it's going to connect to a pipe off there, that's going to connect onto here, this pipe's off down there and it lines up, so that's good enough for me. If you want to double check, which is always a good idea, you could put that over there and you can see clearly isn't going to line up to anything. Yes, it will line up to that, but that's, well, he says hang about. So let's guess, is it going to line up? That's actually, that's not in it. So that's going to be way off actually. No, I can't see that being the right way around. So that's there. But based on the fact that, based on the fact it was a fraction of a turn that way, so we're going to basically want it to go in, and then he says anti-clockwise, wasn't it? So we're going to put it there. Actually, tell you what, I'm going to have a good look at this because I want this to line up properly. Right. Yeah. So this we'll do this off camera this bit. So we're going to check it lines up properly and then click it. I've managed to get these on. They were a bit of a faff. The manual suggests quarter of a turn, but you can't really get quarter of a turn on when you take them off and put them on. So you get the tiniest turn in over, so that way, in over, and then it just wiggle them out. And then put them back in, again, tiniest turn, and you just have to persevere with them. You sort of get them to a point and then push down. Bear in mind the brand new O-rings and everything else, like you've got to put a bit of force on them, but be careful not to break those little tabs, and then line them up with that, and then they go in. So yeah, next job is we're going to put this, what I call the bridge, back in. So start with this side here, that's going in. So this is going to slide down in here. Oopsie daisy. Isaac, the apprentices, he's gone on a job, so we've got this to do and film on my own at the minute. So that's going to go in there like that. What I did find actually, incidentally, see these here, these bolts, it was a bit of a faff for me. Just got a little T30 and we did it with mole grips, and the other side's lovely and tight. What I did forget I had was, he says, these little fellas. So this is ideal because it gets in there without all that faff. So yeah, sometimes you forget what you got, and that was ideal because it goes in at a slight angle, and that's enough to tighten it up and all the rest of it. So yeah, good job there. So I'm thinking, rather than obviously mess about, I should be able to use this tool, which is just a long T30, skinny one, you see, on these, so I can get down the side of that pipe there without messing about. Likewise, I just connect to this pipe here, and we've undone those bolts, those nuts there. Probably could have got it, I reckon. Yeah, with that. Looks pretty good. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So if you have to do this job, use that tool. Don't use an normal T30 because you have to strip loads of stuff down. Anyway, I'm going to get the bridge in now, and then I'll show you that when I've done it, because I don't have a cameraman to help me at the minute. And then we'll do the next bit, which will be cleaning out inside of here, where it's all oily, and then once we've cleaned it out, we'll put the new ducts in. And once the ducts are in, we'll put these intercooler pipes on, and once they're on, we should be good. One thing here I've got to do, yeah, I'll probably do this next actually. So this pipe here, this needs to be replaced, and I've got to find out where it goes to and how easy it is to get to. And I honestly don't know. Having never worked one of these before, it's all a bit of a learning curve. So yeah, but it's just a machine put together by people, can be dismantled by me and put back together by me. Excuse me. It's just the access, isn't it? That's the thing, just the access. But we'll see how we get on, and go from there. So we've done this side. Put those in. They're a bit tricky, like I said before. It wasn't quite a quarter of a turn actually. I found it was just slightly off. Get it in, push it in, put them in. Once they're in, obviously then we've got this pipe down here. It goes all the way down the bottom there. That was a bit of a git, but to get it out, what I did is I got a long trim tool, and I just snapped the old collar on the pipe. Yeah, so there's a little collar. I'll show you on the new ones here. No, don't buy sure those are the real things because it is. So I'll show you on this one here. So this is the new pipe. Oops, this is a new part, so it's got this collar on it and it's got those tabs on it, and you just can't get in there. So what you do is you get your trim tool in and you get it in here and you just twist it and this piece of plastic snaps. So bearing in mind it's old and it's been on the thing, it snaps quite easily, and then it enables you to draw it out. You use the trim tool again and poke it out. Yeah, so we've done the same on this side. Let's put this here so right. Done the same on this side, but this particular pipe is routed under all of the ignition electric wiring. So so what we've got to do is we've got to lift it up. Now it's on like a sort of like a molded black plastic thing, and it's got two bolts, one in here which wasn't even in here, which is there, and there's one there which you can probably see better on my finger. You bring it over this way a bit, yeah. So that little have to come over this way sort of thing. It's just down this angle, mate. Down that angle. Yeah, see it? That thing? Yeah. Just there. So there's two of them. And then there's a 10mm here, which I'm undoing now with my hand because I've cracked it off. Yeah. And then we'll just have a quick look round to see if there's anything else. This is quite thick wiring going obviously to your positive terminal, and that's just secured in these clips here. So we detach those. We'll have a look. Yeah, and that looks like now we should be able to, yeah, get a bit of access. So I think what I'll do is I'll get maybe a trim tool underneath there like this, and put my headset on because it'd be easier. My hands free. I still want to dazzle you guys on the camera. Right, so now we're going to trim tool in here like this. That's where you have to sort of think on your feet a bit, and then try and free it up because it's trapped under here. Whilst I could just rip it out, yeah, I think that, yeah, I could just rip the damn thing out. But how on earth would also I detach that there, that from that coil, that wiring from the coil, just to make sure? It's like we need to create space so we can A, get the one out, and B, get the new one in. And the trouble is we've got to be careful because all this wiring, there's a typical on these 530s is pretty brittle. So if I put it under here and twist it, then do I have enough space? Yeah, but the trim tool's in the way. So what I've got to do is try and navigate a different solution to it. And the best option, I think, is in here. But like I said before, got to be careful because these wires like to break for fun. From the research I've done on these vehicles, they do like to break for fun. So can we lift it here? I'm just trying to see now if there's any more, if it's attached anywhere else. Right, it doesn't appear to be, so I'm going to try here. I'm not putting a great deal of pressure on at all because we've got vacuum lines and all sorts. If I put it on that bolt there, press now, see it's going to hit that. It needs to come beneath that and then need to move it across maybe. You just have to be careful because again, these heads aren't the best, they're not the strongest now. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. So that's the idea anyway. We've got to try and get space in here. If I push this up, maybe it lifts out. So it does, it lifts out, right? Okay. So now it wants to go out that way. I can put pressure on the old pipe because we don't care about that. So we can try that way and see if we can lift him up. See? And if we get him up, maybe he stays up for a bit. So sometimes that happens where we can see we're nearly there, can see the end of the damn thing. Right, okay. What a pain. Now BMW, they do everything in a certain way, so it's all about working out what that way is and going with that. So what if I can get my hand in there? Maybe that's not so harsh then. Maybe if I pull this up. Little bugger. Huh. Don't have to dismantle the whole piggin' thing. Right. Right, but you get the idea anyway. We're going to create space in here somehow, and then we're going to get that out. And what I'll do, I'll get it done, and I'll tell you how I did it, and show you what to do. So yeah, for the moment, that's it. Right, so got a little bit further ahead now. We were on this part. I'd had this out, and basically what I did was I levered this up, took out the bolt for it. Or there's few bolts. There's one there which is missing. There's one back in there, and there's one down there. Yeah. I pried this up without this in, so it gave me enough room to extract the old pipe, which is now, so you can see, I don't know if you can see down in there. See if I can get the torch better. So the new pipe's down there, so that shiny bit down the bottom there, that nice shiny bit there, put it on, off, right, and it comes all the way up here, this nice shiny bit under here, yeah, there it is, yeah. So I pried that up and managed to get it through without causing damage to that. Difficult to get it in. You have to get a trim tool and pop it on, line it up, and then pop it on, and then put it all back together. So that's on. These are quite tight to do. You have to press them on, make sure they're properly done. When you do that though, it tends to put pressure on the seal, the orange seal down there. I don't know if you can see that, just under here. See orange seal there? So you have to make sure it doesn't pull them out. Obviously, new bolts in under there, so we can get the zoom in on that one. Yeah, under there, just in that gap there. The new bolts, same with the other side. New ducts, new seals, and a new bolt underneath. It's hard to see really with it, but anyway, that's that done. So next case, or the next thing to do, next stage is we're just going to pop on the air boxes, do that. We've also got a bit of an oil leak coming from this cap just there. So we're going to undo them and see if we've got an O-ring to fit that. If we have, we'll pop it on now. If we have, we'll have to order one. Obviously all these are back on there, easy to do. Just tighten up them, do all that. Yeah, not looking too bad. So PCVs have been replaced. We put new air ducts on, or air inlets, whatever we want to call them. And now we're just going to fit the airbox and the air inlet pipes for both sides. And then we can see what it starts and runs like. With the coil packs as well, I reset the adaptations for the engine to take out the new coils and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see how it runs and see what faults, if any, we get back. Hopefully we'll be able to show you that shortly. Hopefully. So it's all back together. Got the air boxes back on, everything's buttoned up, everything's back, so all the PCVs now are okay. So in summary, we've done the PCVs, we've done the pipes going down, we've done the intakes for the air ducts going to the turbo, the intakes there. We've done new coil packs, Union Bosch ones. Haven't replaced the spark plugs. And then they've obviously put it all back together. So we will see now what we have. Whether or not it runs better, whereas before it was missing and all over the place. Let's give this a go now. So, come on. And we've got ignitions on. So the engine light goes off. Engine light is off. Doors open. It'll measure the oil. Right, let's scan it and see what we got. Also, we've put a new battery on it. Got a bit of smoke there. Doesn't appear to be missing now. Just a bit of smoke coming out. So we'll have a look at that. Bear in mind, it'll need to warm up. Yeah, bit of moisture there. Potentially head gasket. Bit of moisture there, potentially head gasket. But saying that though, the PCVs have been rubbish for a while, so we'll just see what we have there. Seems to be running nicely. Engine's not rocking about anywhere. Sounds good. So we'll have a code scan on the old machine. We'll see that. We'll scan. We'll do a post scan, see what that comes up with. See if we've got it fixed. No engine codes. No brake codes. Yeah. And green, all green at the minute. Engine running. We'll see. Up and down there actually. Oh, there we go. Have a quick look up. Doing good so far. We've got done systems. You see on the blue bar how many systems it's done. When it gets to the end, it will give us a parking manoeuvre assistant under voltage. All right. Not so worried about that in a minute. As we got to the end, let's have a look. Yeah, I'll just sort them. This camera might be picking up all the noise of the engine, so we'll go back to here. Nearly at the end. Yep, that's the end of it. So let's have a look. So we've got part manoeuvring assistant, that is it. Well, that's not so bad, is it? That's the first time I've seen that. We've scanned it before when it was missing and stuff, and I don't think it was on there. So yes, good. So we've got to let it run for a bit, warm right up, and then we can test to see whether or not the head gasket is being a pain. If it is, we will still seal it, and I'll show you how we do that in the next video. But for the moment, I'm quite happy with that. Engine's running like it should. We don't seem to have any engine light or anything like that on the dash. Let's do that. We know the lights are playing up, we've got to do them. Oil level seems all right, but we need to give it an oil change and put a new oil filter on it because we don't know what on earth's been happening to it in the past. What's this? Turn indicator front left failure. Yeah, it's obviously not happy with these lights, is it? Not happy with these lights. And I think we've got to probably give it a good run out. We'll get it up to temperature and do a block test on it and see whether or not we've got anything going on with the head gaskets, because that isn't nice. Isn't nice at all. Too smoky, really. A little bit of smoke on the startup, but not continuing for God knows how long. And then if we go in here, yeah, that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Wet. And doesn't smell of coolant, no? Of course, when I got it, I did notice the coolant levels were a bit low. It was on minimum, I think, or maybe slightly below minimum. So it's got a leak somewhere. But reasonably simple fix usually. Drain the coolant, put blue stuff in it, back some steel seal in it, and see if it gets it. If not, then yeah, head gaskets to do, which won't be much fun. But if doing head gaskets, we might as well do new valve oil seals as well. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, for the time being, quite happy with that. At least it's not missing all over the place. It's running all right. Just got to work out what the moisture is because obviously we need to get it through an MOT. It's due an MOT, and I think it's either 17 or 7 days, can't remember. But yeah, not bad. Not bad. What on earth's that? Oh, it's a hat. Wonder where that went. Yeah. So yes, not smelling the fuel anymore though, which is good. No fuel smell. Steamy smell. Interesting. Oh well, onwards and upwards. Next job, work out why it's doing this. Have we got a head gasket issue or not? Temperature wise, he says, there you go, not overheating. And that though probably needs to be a decent run out to see if it's going to do that. And run it in here is probably not the best thing, and it's late at night now, so it's time now. 9 minutes to 9 at night. I think it's time to probably go home and continue this tomorrow. So that concludes this episode of working on the 550i. We've got it running now. It's not missing, but we do have a problem with the smoke and the exhaust. I'm hoping it isn't a head gasket issue. It could just be needs a bit of a run out to clear it all out. However, it's looking more like it could be a head gasket issue. So if you want to see more of the same, me trying to save this gorgeous car, don't forget, please comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.